I'd like to start out by asking if anyone, by a show of hands, knows who this man is. One. That makes my job easier to convey this to you. There's a bad picture of him. Maybe if I can just zoom out and show you a full picture of him. That's who that is. Now, a lot of people don't realize who's behind the voice. They just hear the voice, and that's all they know. So today I want to talk to you about putting the actor and the voice actor. That man is Tom Kenny. He voices a lot of cartoon characters. Like he voices SpongeBob. He voices Spyro the Dragon. If you ever played that game, he is amazing voice actor. Like he's just got amazing range. But that's who that is. But before I can get to you about putting the actor and voice actor, what is voice acting is what I need to convey to you. So, voice acting, defined by Wikipedia, is the art of doing voiceovers or providing voices for animated characters in various works. I disagree with this definition. Voice acting is a little bit more than just animated works. A good example of this is Orson Welles. Orson Welles, I like to say, is the very first voice actor there ever was. He had a radio show back in the 30s, which was called War of the Worlds. Now, when this first appeared on the radio, nothing like it had ever been. Nothing like that has ever been shown or listened to before. So when people heard this, they thought they were actually being attacked. There was people committing suicide to get away from it. That's how powerful the message of voice acting is. I just want to play a little clip of it so you know what these people heard for the very first time.
It comes from inside the object. I'll move the microphone nearer. Here. Now, we're not more than 25 feet away. Can you hear it now? Professor Pearson?
Yes,
can you tell us the meaning of that scraping noise inside the thing?
possibly the unequal cooling of its surface.
I say, do you still think it's a meteor, Professor?
What to think? The metal casing is definitely extraterrestrial. Not found on this Earth. Friction with the Earth's atmosphere usually tears holes in a meteorite. This thing is smooth. You can see it's literally...
Something's happening. Ladies and gentlemen, this is terrific. This end of the thing is beginning to flake off. The top is beginning to rotate like a screw, and this thing must be hollow. He's moving! Look at that! He's back there! He's back there! Yes! He's going back! He's back there! He's going back! Take off! The top flew out there! Ladies and gentlemen, this is the most terrifying thing I've ever witnessed. Wait a minute. Someone's calling someone.
Now, for us, that is just silly to listen to now. But back then, it was just terrifying to hear this kind of thing come over the radio, because the only thing you hear over the radio is news or, just simple morning gag shows or music. Nothing like that has ever been done before. So to hear that would put people in a spiral. It's almost like having NBC come on the news and say, hey, guess what? We're being attacked by aliens. Run and hide. It's basically essential to that. And people did. They go to the next one. Thank you. Mel Blanc, man of 1,000 voices. Does anyone know who he is? If you ever seen a show called Looney Tunes, he voices every single character on that show. He's Bugs, Daffy, Taz, just any character that's appeared on Looney Tunes, or Merry Melodies for that matter, it was him. Now, in 1940, I forget the date exactly, but in the 1940s, Mel Blanc was in an accident and was put into a coma. They couldn't get him out no matter what they tried. So his wife decided to try and talk to him as if he were the characters. And she would say, Bugs, you all right? Are you in there? And he would respond in Bugs' voice. And they would go down to the characters, and he would just say them off, and that got him out of his coma. his psyche had made those characters into real people in his mind, and that's what brought him out of a coma. It's a powerful thing, these voices are. People don't realize how powerful voices can be, and it was strong enough to bring a man out of a coma. It's strong enough to make people want to commit suicide because they're in fear of attack. The power of voice is really the staple of this industry. It is amazing what you can do with it. Now, you're probably thinking to yourself, I can do a bunch of silly voices. I am ready to be a voice actor. Now, I could do the best Hank Hill you ever heard. You know, I sell propane and propane accessories, but that won't get you into voice acting. You can, like, just feel like I can do this, right? I mean, it's just...
Right? Wrong!
There is a lot of hard work that goes into voice acting. Lots of days training, preparing these voices. Because if you do a voice too much, it can possibly get rid of your voice entirely. It can put so much strain on your throat that you just lose it entirely. Because if you hear some of these voices and they got this really either high pitch or really dark gravelly tone, that can really mess up your vocal cords if you do it for too long. That's why you see they have always water with them. Or the best trick was always to sing before you did it, because it gets your vocal cords warmed up and it relaxes your nerves to do it. But that's basically what that means. And in summary, being a voice actor is really not easy at all. It's a lot of hard work. It is finding a voice and portraying it to a character. Finding a sound and associating it with that picture in your mind. You hear a sound that associates with a picture. You hear a voice that associates with a picture. And everything has a sound. No matter, it could be inanimate objects, but if you were to hit that, it would make that certain sound. And if you were to listen to someone speak, he would make that certain sound. And that's why it's so irregular to see someone make a different voice, because that is not what you're used to. You're used to hearing that particular sound coming out of that person's throat. And that is mainly the premise of voice acting. My site, I want to be a voice actor myself, so I studied hard into this way before this presentation. Watched documentaries. I highly recommend the documentary I Know That Voice. It's on Netflix, so you can watch it there. It is hosted by John DiMaggio, who you may know as Bender from Futurama, or Jake the Dog from Adventure Time. And he played the Joker once in a Batman movie. But that is basically what I wanted to talk about. Is there any questions about it? No? Okay, I'm done.
Thank you.